It's a QC audit for job 32290's Olympic Village. This was done on August 15th with Aaron running the crew, and August 16th some patches with Carlos running the crew, and then came back and did some curb on the 17th. I'm just going to touch base on the curb real fast. Some hand builds look pretty good and consistent. Mix is a little patchy in this end piece. I don't know if this is where we ended off with or what. Restoration still hasn't been done, but just looks a little patchy through here. Good sizing, good shape, you know, pretty straight. But I don't know if we need to add some water to it or what. But onto the asphalt. I already drove through. I'll show you a couple of these, but this big one's not too bad, but there's a couple that are a little high, so let's make sure when we're raking we're just walking in our edges really nice. And this front patch also has a pretty good consistent tar, and that makes it look a lot better than a couple of the others. If we just would have done a better tar at the end, a little more consistent and smooth over the edge, it would have made it look a lot better. And then we did some tar up against the curb, which if you saw cut up against that, shouldn't really have to, you should either overlay it up to the curb and not put tar, or match the saw cut and then put tar on the edge. But let's just try to make sure we don't get any tar up on the curb like that. That just looks a little sloppy. Rake wise, it's pretty smooth though. Good transition and tie into this sewer. And everything screams down here to the basin, so this big one's pretty good. There's a couple throughout here. I'll just show you the couple bigger ones. Here's an example of one where if we would have just got this tar looking a little better, a little more consistent on the tar, it really would have helped this thing out. And it is just a hair high, as you can tell. Just humps up a little bit. Drainage wise, I don't think that's going to be an issue on this inside edge where this car's parked. But again, tarring up against that curb, you know, that tar right there is probably from the broom. Guy hitting it with the broom. Rake wise though, pretty consistent. You know, a little high, but pretty consistent. Not gonna hit all the little ones. There's a little 2x3 over there. Got another 2x3 here. These are pretty good. Again, just a hair high on the raking, so make sure you step them in. But the better that tar looks, the better this overall patch is going to turn out. Okay, here's a bigger one that was done. This looks pretty good on the raking side. Decently consistent. A couple things though, when we're doing these back edges, it looks like it was 45'd. A little bit here, the raker tamped to 45 edge, and that's okay. Looks pretty good. But we didn't do it on this edge over here. And this edge looks pretty hammered. I don't know if we were supposed to or going to put curb from where that ends along this edge. Doesn't look like that's what's going to happen, but when we're raking this, you know, especially if we're pulling big bones off the side, we gotta hand tamp that. Rake tamp it and then hand tamp it. If this would have been nice and crispy, the whole look of this patch would have been a lot better. It also seems like right here at the edge, it's holding a little bit of water because our edge is a little high. So we probably have a small puddle sitting right here before it gets onto the patch and goes. Besides that though, like, it's not all over the place. It's a better looking rake than I thought it would be, hand raking something this size, so nice job on that. And we got this bigger one in front of the garage doors here, so just come through afterward, and there's not much we can do about that. Looks like we tried to protect it as best we could, which is good. But you know, we can take a scraper or a blower at the end, just get that little bit off, and that'll help just make it look better, you know, and just cleaning up that little bit keeps people from trying to nitpick and look at small things. More consistent on the tar on this one, which does make it look a little better, and the edges, there's quite a few that are really nice. This is a really nice smooth edge here for this water to get out, which is good because there's minimal fall on this top side. Kind of that same thing with the curb. Nice, good transitions from two different size, height, styles of curb there. I think they did a really nice job forming this up. It's just that mix looks a little patchy. So this one's pretty good. And the last one. Got some workers working on that last patch there, but it's the same thing where it has an inside edge that would have just looked so nice if we would have been able to hand tamp that inside edge. So just 45 that asphalt coming off. Make sure you rake tamp it first, hand tamp it, and then be careful with the whacker not to droop it down when you're going over that with the whacker, which looks like what happened over here. Is as the plate whacker was going along this, it was doing good right here, and then here came off the edge and drooped down a little bit and really pushed it down in there. So that's it.